Okay, hey guys, it's Adrian Theron, and I have another Otome video for you today. So I hope you're having a great day. If you're watching this, I do appreciate it if you are actually watching this, because I don't know if anyone actually watches my videos, but you know what? It's okay. It is a-okay, because I am here to have fun and talk about my husbandos. Okay, so I got a review key for Battlefield Waltz from Idea Factory through Keymailer, which I do very much love Keymailer. I very much love Idea Factory, and I very much love that they keep giving me Otome titles to play through and do little review videos for and talk about. Um, so Battlefield Waltz actually launched like a week or so ago, maybe two. I fell a little bit behind due to like personal life things. I had some issues with my kitties going on and having to deal with the vet, and also started a new job around the time. So it's been a lot going on. So I unfortunately haven't had as much time to play through Battlefield Waltz as I would have liked. But I did actually get started, and I have actually finished a route now. And I'm excited to get to my next route. Okay, so what is Battlefield Waltz? So Battlefield Waltz is an Otome game where you play as the main character. You open up in the prologue, and you're a part of a magical fantasy world. Um, Magic, fantasy, fighting swords. I'm not entirely sure about technology wise how that is going. Um, Actually, not a lot of discussion in it about technology, but think like, fantasy novels. So like, Fire Emblem, actually. So Fire Emblem Three Houses is actually a pretty kind of similar setting to this game. So Battlefield Waltz starts as you open up the prologue. You are at a village. You are a young lady. It's an Otome game. The main character is female, and your village is being attacked, and you kind of have to save the day. So from a young age, your father actually taught you to fight, and the idea was for you to protect the village, so on and so forth. Uh, just like I kind of want to mention this just before I go even farther. So while from a young age you are taught to fight, women being fighters is still not entirely super normal in this game's world. It's kind of like um, basically you're in a male dominated field. So it's quite similar to being like a female in a STEM field, where it's becoming more and more common for this to occur, but you're still going to deal with the effects of, being in a male dominated thing. So while this world is a little bit more progressive to some degree on the forefront of women being fighters, it's still not all the way there. So in the game, there does kind of like pop up comments and stuff about like women fighting and yada yada yada. But you do meet several female characters that are fighters. So it's not like you're the only one. It's just not like you're, the fighting population is like 50-50. Okay. So just want to note that. So you have been raised a little bit differently. You were raised as a fighter, protect your village. Uh, well, it wasn't bandits. I don't actually think I know yet who really attacked and why. Well, I kind of know. So they attacked your village to get this magical sword. Okay, this cursed sword, this magical sword, whatever. That makes people who use the sword really powerful, and for some reason, it's by your village. I don't have all the answers yet because I've only done one route. Um, Unfortunately, very quickly, your dad dies. It's a very you never actually get to meet the dad in this game. He dies like because by the time the bad guys get to your village, it's like your dad's already dead because he was out like doing patrol and protecting and stuff. So you never actually get to meet him, but you do get to meet your mother. And then there's like this little character. I think her name is Nina. I don't remember because she doesn't pop up like a ton, but she's a little character. Is kind of seen as like your unofficial younger sister. So like a little kid from the village. So you run into your mom and her while the village is being attacked. You want to save them. And basically, your need to protect these people that you love causes the sword to bond to you, awaken in you. Your body kind of stores it. It merges into you. You fight the villager. The words, not the villagers. You fight the bad guys and defeat them, kind of like unknowingly, because the sword has kind of taken over while you do this. So Well, you kind of black out afterwards, and then you wake up at basically Nirvana, which is the school area. So the school is basically a meeting ground, kind of a neutral thing where people from all these different countries, students, young adults, I think you're about like 16-ish, teenage age, and everyone comes here to study and to learn how to fight, like strategies, so on and so forth, and actually go and help resolve regional conflicts to get experience to become better fighters and commanders when you're older and potentially become like military leaders. So in that aspect, it kind of really reminds me of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I haven't actually finished that game. I need to go back and finish that. So this game is actually making me want to go play Fire Emblem. So it's kind of that setting. It's a school setting for the most part. There is a lot of focus on combat and whatnot, but it's not 50-50% if I'm be honest. Like there are battles in the game, but it's not like half of the game is fighting and half of it's school. It's more like 75% school, maybe 25% battles. And this may vary route by route because again, I've only done one route so far. So it's an Otome game. There are hot guys to romance. You have six options. There are six routes. The first three are unlocked that you can pick from, and that is Albel, Leston, and Pash. And then the other three, which is Wilhelm, Tifalet, Nikki, Nike. I don't think I'm remembering his name correctly. I don't know though. Those three, you have to do one of the others to unlock. I'm not sure exactly all the unlock details, but you know, whatever. Each guy, from what I can tell so far, has like a good ending and then at least like one or two bad endings. So I started with Pash's route because it was like, you know, you only have three that are unlocked right away. And he was kind of the one I was least interested in. He's really just like he's a short guy. He's young. He's his voice actor, like actually haven't listened to the voices for this game, which I don't always do, but the voice, his voice is actually really hot. So I'll give him that. But he's not really my type. Okay. So I decided to go ahead and do him first and get him knocked out of the way. I'm much more of the three that I could pick. I'm much more interested in Abel and Lustin than I was Pash. Okay. So Pash is kind of like your typical. Man, what is his type? Is it like a tsundere? I don't know. So like this whole thing, you interact with him. He like fights with his fists. I don't know exactly what his weapon is called, actually, to be fair. Um, so he's a fighter with his fists. He's from Digroth, and he has short hair. He's short himself. He's kind of like he's not super feisty, but he kind of reminds me a little feisty. He kind of reminds me of like a little bit of a chihuahua, a little bit. But he doesn't like women. That's like everyone's thing is like, oh, he's not like he doesn't really like women. He's definitely a very as far as a romance go, because you know it is an Otome game, romance is kind of the main point. The romance is very slow. Like I would say for this route, and it may be the game as a whole, I'm not sure yet, but for this route, the romance is very much a backseat, very much towards the end of the route. Now that being said, his scenes were super cute. He comes across as like very young, not super mature. Again, if this is your type, you know, go for it. Else for you. It's not quite my top type. He comes across as like not like naive young, but kind of just like I don't know, typical teenage boy a little bit. Now he does have a lot of depth to him, which I don't want to go into details on because that is kind of the point of the game is to like meet these guys, learn about them, and fall in love. So he does have quite a bit of depth. I do appreciate that. Um, but yeah, he really reminded me of he's also pretty funny. He reminded me of Crier from Genso Manaje, which is like a game I just played in January. So that's kind of like, you know, it's a game I played recently and it's on my mind. So he very much reminds me of him. So I think if you like Crier, you'll probably like Pash. So as a whole, did I like Pash? Um, it's okay. I mean, it's probably a decent route to start with for first. I don't feel like story-wise I got very many questions answered. Um, I assume that's gonna be saved for like the three guys that have like their routes locked. I don't know. Um, but I still had like a lot of questions of the overall story, like the sword, how the sword works. Um, I don't feel like I got really any answers for that at all. And actually, by the end of Pasha's route, I was like, I had even more questions. And then also kind of your future, and also I'm kind of curious, like with the sword, there's some stuff popped up at the end. I'm like, okay, how is this going to happen the same in all the other routes? Like, how different are the routes going to be? So, um, yeah. So Pash is a sweetheart at the end of the day. It's very much a slow burn romance. There's really not a lot of romance, and that's what kind of kills me. If you really like the story aspect of visual novels, like the story, the world building, the lore, like Pasha's Route's really great for that. I didn't have all of my questions answered, but still, like I learned a lot about him, his country. Um, it's just like the romance was pretty lacking. Like it's really cute when it gets there at the end. But it's a slow burn. So I guess it kind of depends on what kind of game you want and what mood you're in. I'm definitely like lean a lot more towards I want a lot of romance. I want a lot of fluff, and there's not fluff. I also kind of want to play more adult games. So I do kind of wish the main character was a little bit older, but, I really did enjoy the game. I'm enjoying the game so far. I mean, okay, an Otome game has to be really bad for me not to enjoy it. So maybe I'm not the best person to listen to, okay? Like, it has to be, like, really bad for me not, okay? I've I can think of a couple Otome games I haven't enjoyed, okay? So I can think of them. But, like, I usually enjoy my time playing the games and reading the story, okay? Um, is this, like, so far, is this, like, Cupid Parasite for me is, like, perfect Otome game that gives you any insight on what I like. This is not close to that. It's Pash's Route for me is like a maybe like a 6 out of 10. Like it's okay. It's not amazing. It's not great. I don't know how the game is gonna chalk out overall. To be honest, we'll see. But it does seem to be a very much a story heavy game. So Pash's Route has like 9 chapters total. So like the first think 6 chapters are like the common route. Okay. So it's a pretty long common route, and then like 7 through 9 is actually like Pash's specific route. So my assumption is, like when you're playing through the common route, since you have the first three guys that you can do, you can kind of have a save point for those three. So I should be able to get Abel and Lustin knocked out pretty quickly after this, is my assumption. And then I assume I'm gonna have to go like redo the common route for the other three guys. Not sure entirely how that's gonna work, but whatever. So I'm enjoying it. Is it like, oh, I'm enjoying it. Is it my favorite Otome game so far? No, no, it's not. Cupid Parasite's still my favorite. Uh, to some degree, I think I liked Amnesia better. Um, did I like? I'm trying to think of like recent games I've played. It has a lot more world building and lore than Ginso J. Um, hmm, I really have trouble comparing these things, to be honest. I'm enjoying my time with it, so I guess that's what's matter. So that's it for Pash. He's cute. He's a little bit of a tsundere. He has a slow burn romance. The MC seems kind of like slow on the uptick too. To be fair, there's a lot more going on in her life than everyone else because village and family destroyed and magical sword taken over. So her kind of being slow on the uptick for romance is a little bit more understandable than everybody else. Um, so yeah, it's fun. I will like to note that I am super duper excited about another like purple-eyed, pink-haired main character. It's a very much a pale pink. Pretty sure it's pink based on this image that's behind me. It's very much pale, but I do like it. I do like MCs like this. So, I do hope some of the other routes are a little bit more actiony. I don't know if that's gonna happen though. But yeah, I'm here for Otome games. I'm here to see whether I like it, whether I'll remember this game in a year or two. We'll see. I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm rambling, and I hope to see you for the next one, and bye-bye.